He entered adult life without strong attachments and without people tracking his behaviors over time.
Yeah. And to really understand how he operated, we're going to start with his big three, or in this case, his big two, because without a birth time, we can't determine what his rising sign is. But his sun and moon alone tell a pretty interesting story. So he's a Capricorn sun, and the Capricorn is the architect of the zodiac. So it's disciplined, patient, and obsessed with structure. This explains his childhood perfectly. He probably thrived with that to an extent. He didn't crumble under the strict rules and isolation, he absorbed them. And he learned that survival means keeping your mouth shut and doing the work. That Capricorn sun is what allowed him to build that mask of the normal, reliable guy.
So the Capricorn part is the contractor, the guy who like builds things.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the face that he showed the world. But, the inner engine running underneath is his moon in Sag, his moon in Sagittarius. The moon represents your emotional needs, your instincts, and what makes you feel safe. In Sagittarius, the moon is the explorer or the phantom. It has a pathological need for freedom. It hates being fenced in physically or emotionally. It creates an emotional style that is detached, restless, and always looking at the horizon rather than what's right in front of it.
So he like really needed that space that he took.
Yeah, he needed absolute freedom. But right next to his moon is his Mercury, also in Sagittarius. And Mercury is the mind, it's how you process data and logic. And in Sagittarius, Mercury is the archer. It thinks in trajectories. It's not about the little details, it's about the long game, the big picture, and the philosophy. It's a strategic, calculating placement.
And they're sitting right next to each other.
Yes, in a tight conjunction. And this is where the wiring gets a little dangerous for him because the moon, which represents instincts, and Mercury, which represents logic, they were both fused. So there's no barrier between his feelings and his thoughts. When he had a dark emotional urge, his mind didn't pause to question it morally. It immediately built a logical framework to support it. So he hyper rationalized his instincts. He didn't just feel things, he strategized them instantly.
And so how did that mix in with like the whole childhood isolation then?
I would say that brings us to the trine that's formed between his Moon Mercury conjunction and his Saturn retrograde. Now, Saturn is the planet of authority and restriction. He has his in Leo, and Leo usually wants attention, but because Saturn is retrograde, that energy turns inward. It creates an internalized authority. Instead of seeking validation from the outside world, he developed a quiet king complex. He believed he was special and superior, but he didn't need to prove it to anyone. He validated himself. So the trine means this internal superiority worked perfectly with his rational mind. The isolation of his childhood didn't hurt him. It confirmed to him that he was stronger and more disciplined than everyone else.
But he eventually left that environment.
He did. But look at how he left. He has Uranus in Scorpio forming a sextile to his Sun Venus conjunction. Uranus is the rebel, and a sextile is a helpful, smooth aspect. So this means his rebellion wasn't messy. He didn't explode, he engineered an exit. He used that Uranus energy to surgically detach from his family and reinvent himself without ever cracking that perfect Capricorn mask.
I am familiar with the Capricorn mask.
Yes, yes.
After leaving